Hi everyone, welcome to WYP. We're here today with Clinton. My name is Abdul Razak. Call me Abdul, call me Razak, call me whatever you want. I'm here today with Clinton, founder of RootzTV and grassroots legend. Not gonna lie, this is the second take. First take, there was no audio in it,
Oh, you should
Clinton.
have told him, man. You should have told
Nah,
him.
let them know, man. Authentic here, okay? Um, but yeah, we're gonna get to know Clinton a bit more about what he does, who he is, how he goes about his daily um, stuff, what he thinks, and we'll get down to the nitty gritty. So yeah, introduce us to Clinton. Tell us who you are.
Yeah, so as you know, my name's Clinton. I'm the founder of RootzTV. And yeah, it's been a mad 2 years to say the least. So 2 years ago I came up with this idea just to kind of give grassroots a hub of where you can find all things grassroots, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Um, and it came mainly out of frustration, really, because I've been working in media for like 5 years plus professionally, and even longer, unpaid, shall I say. And when I was at these media organisations, I was pitching and saying, look, we should do more stories on grassroots. And I would always get the kind of ums and ahs and all the rest of it. You might get the odd occasional one, but I was just thinking there needs to be more. Do you know what I mean? So again, I came across like a guy that people know quite well on the internet called Poet. And he said, like, if you can't see it, be it. And from there, I thought, you know what, let me create something that can be for all. And then obviously I've gone on my journey from there. So here I am to this day.
Amazing. Inspiring, given the fact that you've taken initiative in what you do. Tell us a bit about Roost TV. How did you sort of come around to the idea of, so you told us that obviously you just were sick of uh, big organizations not taking interest in grassroots. um
I
but
mean, they
why
are now,
grassroots?
but
Yeah, they are now because they see that this is really part of the culture. So how do you see see yourself in 10, 15 years when with Roots TV with yourself?
I mean, I just try and take it day by day, really. Like right now, I'm out in the open. Just also it's also good to make sure that when you're working on your dream, your passion, it's also good to take some time for yourself. I just got to get that in there as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, in 10 to 15 years time, I mean, at the moment we're probably going through one of the toughest years known to mankind.
Yeah.
Or it's just weird. Like no one's used to being in this much, and it's difficult. But 10 to 15 years time from now, I just hope to be growing the brands, self-sustainable, making sure that I've got teams or a team around me to help, whether it be filming games, whether it be getting content out, whether it be writing articles, that sort of thing there. So it's just that's where I probably see myself in 10 to 15 years time. In a year's time, I'd like to at least still be doing this. I mean, I'll be honest with you, there's been times this year where I felt like, you know what, this is getting too much. Um, but I've persevered through. I've had my circle around me just to say, look, you're doing great things, keep going. And then off the back of that, like, you know, things have really popped off this year despite being a really bad year. I mean, I've got a brand new website now, where you can find like a hub of grassroots football, especially on YouTube. There's articles on there daily. We're now doing live streams as well, trying to connect to the audience a little bit more, get to
Mm.
know more of their personal story. So there's definitely been some more personal growth throughout this year, despite the year that we've been going through.
um you mentioned a little bit about sort of persevering through times when it was a bit tough, when things got a bit too much over and overwhelming. You also said that you had a circle around you. Tell us a bit about that. Tell us who influences you and who pushes you and what pushes you. If there's anything that you look at and think, yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
living
mean,
my life for that, or I'm living my life for this.
yeah, I think everyone should have a circle if you don't have one already. Like I usually call them like my soundboard. So they're my close cousins, and they're also like my friends as well. And like it's only 3 or 4 people, don't get me wrong, but they always like whenever I have an idea and I doubt myself, I just always have to kind of double check and then triple check, and then probably check again. And I always tell them, like, you know, is this a good idea? Will it work? And then I sometimes doubt myself. And then when I do it, again, like same with RootzTV, I'm like, I should have done this ages ago. I should have done it time ago. So it's just mad. Sometimes I do have that self-doubt, but you know what? It's got me to where I am now. So again, make sure you have sound people around you, even if they're not interested in what you're doing. If you just tell them the idea, because originally when I first started RootzTV, people didn't really kind of get it. It was like, okay, what, you want to talk about grassroots? What, all the time? Like, yeah. It's like, yeah. I want to talk about the struggles, the funding, coaching, opportunities, stories, and they couldn't get it. You know what I mean? I would see like BBC or Sky coming in and doing their one and dones with like with a SC Dons or a Rising Baller. Shout out to them two teams, by the way, doing amazing things. But I'm thinking to myself, it's not just about these two teams. There's teams up and down the country that need talking about. I need a platform and all the rest of it. And if they can find me or I can find them, I could potentially be that platform. And now there's more platforms coming on board and doing the same thing as well. And I welcome that. I welcome people trying to shine a light on grassroots football, because there's so many platforms out there that focus on the Premier League, but they've all had to start from grassroots football.
Yeah.
Everyone that you see on your TV streams now, whether it be Harry Kane or Sergio Aguero or whoever, they've all had to start with grassroots football. So again, why isn't the same love shown to them and the same impact on them as these teams in the Premier League? Because again, if I'm being honest, most of the time it's more entertaining than grassroots football. It's unfiltered, raw, straight to the point. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's where I came in, and here I am now.
No, it sounds like you sort of went against the grain in terms of you had an idea and it went almost against what people may have been used to, may have thought, and you just kept going on it. And look, you're doing well so far, and you're going to keep going. But that initiative that made you get up and actually want to go and do it, what is it? Sort of, what was the little trigger? You talked about frustration. Talk a bit more about that frustration. You know, we want to get to know.
I mean, without saying any names, I was just at a certain media organisation and I was pitching these ideas about grassroots and saying, look, this needs to be done and all the rest of it. And they weren't having it really. Or they were just saying, oh, it's okay, but it's not strong enough. And I'm like, it's strong enough in my eyes. It's strong enough and it means a lot to me. And I'm sure it means a lot to that person as well.
Is that how you felt? Is that so
obviously I no longer
like,
work at that organisation.
You felt like,
yeah, that's how I felt. I was just like, yo.
Yeah.
I just felt that I wasn't getting listened to. So off the back of that, I had to do something about it. And I remember saying that day, I was like, look, I'm going to do something with this. And then off the back of that, you know, RootzTV started, you know what I'm saying? Look at the badge there, RootzTV repping it all day long, you know? So, yeah, then like in the first year, I've had like an amazing journey, man. I've been welcomed up to St. George's Park by the FA. I got flown over to the new camp to do like a tournament and stuff like that to host it. And then probably one of my proudest moments in life, not just in RootzTV, but I won a Football Blacklist Award. So shout out to Leon Mann for that as well, like for obviously the stuff that I'm doing with RootzTV. So it just goes to show that something from an idea in my head there, it's just been recognised by so many people, and that's just been in the first year. And as I said, in the second year, slowly started making the progress, website, growing on the socials as well, growing a team, just bigger interviews and live streams and all the rest of it now. So imagine if I did that in the first 2 years, and that's mainly by myself, what could happen year 3, year 4, year 5, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you get more interest. And sounds good. Sounds like you've got your head screwed on, you know exactly where to go, and you know exactly what you're doing within RootzTV, which is amazing to see. Do you reflect? Do you reflect, Mr. Clinton?
I always reflect. I mean, look, this year, as bad as it's been, I've used this year to reflect on, you know, what I could do better, what I need to work on. When I first got into media, I came into it late, I'm not going to lie. You know, I went back to uni, did my master's at the age of 30, later than a lot of people. And you know, I've struggled with certain things because again, it's not in my era, but at the same time, I've used this time period to my detriment. So again, going on YouTube and searching on how to do these certain graphics or how to cut and how to do this and that. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I don't understand about certain people. Like when people say, "Oh, I can't do it because I haven't got the budget for it or whatever." Nah, that's rubbish. Do you know what I mean? That's rubbish. Like you can literally go viral off holding your phone and doing something like this. Like probably the most viral moment of this year has been, like, God rest his soul, George Floyd dying, and again someone capturing it on their phone. So when people are saying they can't get content out because they haven't got the right equipment or they haven't got whatnot, I'm like, everyone's got phones nowadays. Everyone's got cameras on their phones. You can make stuff happen. Do you know what I mean? So that's just rubbish. And again, the other example I always give is Robbie Lyle. If you listen to Robbie Lyle's story, it's bigger than just Arsenal Fan TV being on 1 million subscribers and all the rest of it. He's older than me. He's older than you. He's older than probably a lot of people watching. No disrespect to Robbie Lyle, big up what he's doing, but he was doing Arsenal Fan TV for 2 years before it popped off. And now look where it is. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's possible. Man was a surveyor before he got into doing what he's doing. So it's possible to do what you do. Just all you got to do is make sure you set aside time and work at it every single day. You know what I mean? Set some time for it. Even if it's an hour, 2 hours, the full day, whatever. But don't just sit there and like, it's not going to work out for me because X, Y, and Z. You're just making excuses.
Linking to excuses quickly, I want to touch on that. What do you think it is that might make people come up with these excuses? Because look, I'll be real. Like there's times I've put off something, a good idea, but I put it off because of a bad excuse or just I don't want to do it. What is it that makes someone actually want to do that? How do you experience it yourself as well?
Yeah, cool. Like as I said before at the start, I had the idea of RootzTV 4 years ago. I only started it 2 years ago. So for 2 years, I was umming and ahhing about it, trying to make excuses. Oh, I ain't got the time. Listen, you can always make time for something. If it's something you believe in, if it's something that's true to you, your heart and stuff like that, then you can always make time for it. So I don't know if you
think that it's maybe a fear of failure.
It could be. I mean, it could be a fear of failure, but at the same time, like you probably learn more with failing. Like there's so many things that I've tried with RootzTV and it's like, oh, that doesn't work. Oh, that doesn't work. But that does. Do you know what I'm saying? And you learn more from doing it than obviously do from failing. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, I've had this bright idea for an amount of time now, do it. Learn from it. Make mistakes. Do you know what I mean? As long as it's not too costly, as long as it doesn't hurt no one or whatever, then just do it. And then do it again. And then learn from it. What can you do? How can you tweak it? And if you get it right, keep tweaking it just to say, okay, that was right, but that's wrong. That works, but that doesn't. Like, do it. What's stopping you?
Amazing. Been a real insight, Clint, and I loved all the knowledge that you've been given out. Keep going. We're all here to support you in Roots on RootzTV. You're doing some amazing stuff. You're really advocating for all grassroots. And yeah, that's it from us. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Hopefully you guys have taken something away, learned something new from Clinton. And we'll see you again next time. See you later.